Hello, welcome to our virtual open house for second grade room 7. I know this is very different than a normal years, but I hope this information helps you see a little bit more what we do each day in second grade. So here are two pictures of me because I know some of you I have not met yet. As you can tell, I love a costume day and dressing up for the kids at school. So first I'll talk a little bit about our classroom routines, and here on the right you see this picture is our promise that we made as a class on our second day of school together, and then the students signed it by making their own face, and that will stay up all year to remind us of the promises we made to each other so that in our class we can all learn, be respectful, and have fun together. So classroom routines. First is assignment notebooks. As I have told you before, the assignment notebooks will be written in every night. Your child's homework should be written in there. Listed at the top should be the date, and then all the homework will be listed below. They'll use that each night. And then homework, we will have math homework most nights, as you've seen. It'll usually be a workbook page, sometimes two, depending on what we got through in class that day. They'll have homework with Mrs. Lightbody too. She posts that in Google Classroom for you to see. And then we will have tests occasionally. We have spelling tests every Friday, as you know, and then we'll have science, social studies, and math tests every once in a while. Those will always be written in the planner so that you know, and a study guide will be posted in Google Classroom as well. Homework is also posted on Google Classroom every night and at Homework Connection. So if you go to the IC website, you can see the Homework Connection page there. It's basically just lists the homework for the whole week, which you already see in the planner and on Google Classroom. Next is mask breaks. So two times a day, we take mask breaks. We go outside and Mrs. Lindley put down white spots that are 6 feet apart for the students to stand on so that they're safely distanced from each other when they have their masks off. We stand outside and they love the mask breaks because it's time for them to just kind of talk and take a quick brain break, and then we come back in. We do that once in the morning and once in the afternoon. Then the Chromebooks, as you know, the Chromebooks go home each night, and everyone has been awesome about having them charged in school. We're using them a lot more this year so that we don't have to use paper as often as normal. So we need them throughout the day, so if they are not fully charged, they won't last for the whole day. So thank you for keeping up with that. Next, we just have two slides here. I wanted to show you a few pictures of what our classroom looks like since you are not able to come into the school. This is just the back of the room, a bulletin board that we have up. Each kid's name is written on one of those hands. And this next one is an activity we did during the second week of school. We read a book about being kind to one another, and then they all made these hearts, and then we wrinkled them up, and as we read the book, they tried to flatten the hearts back to how it was before it was crinkled, and they realized they were not able to do that. So it's a little reminder for us to think before we speak. So I have this up here that says, before you speak, think and be smart. It's hard to fix a wrinkled heart. So again, just a reminder for the class to be kind to one another. Next is our clip chart. You may have heard about this because the kids are very excited about it. So every day the kids start on green, and then based on their behavior, they move up or down the clip chart. I really try to focus on the positive behavior and have the kids move up more than they do down. We have a conversation at the beginning of the year how positive choices and good choices we make during the day will help them move up the chart. So if I see a student following the directions or doing something that I asked, they will get to take a hop up to the next color, which is blue. And then if they continue to make good choices, they will move up to purple. And if they continue to make good choices, they'll move all the way up to pink. If a student ends the day on purple, they receive 1 Starbucks. And if they end the day on pink, they receive 2 Starbucks. They're able to use those Starbucks in our classroom for a few different things like line leader or choosing a Go Noodle that we do that day. If students do not follow the classroom rules, they will move to yellow. And then if they continue not to follow, they'll move down to orange and then all the way down to red. If a child ends the day on red, a note will be sent home to the parents so you are aware that that happened in school. as I tell the kids, we all make mistakes, and it's not the end of the world if you end up on yellow. You can always change your behavior and make better choices so you can move back up the chart. I really try to focus that on making good choices to move up. Next, our curriculum in second grade. So this year we have, for religion, we're using Blessed Are We. We will have religion in-class assignments instead of tests this year. Those will often be on the Chromebooks. Then math, our whole class is doing third grade math, and it is this green hardcover book. So it's taken us a little bit of time to adjust to not being able to write in the book, since they could do that in the past years. This is a hardcover book, so they have to copy the problems from the book into their notebooks, which they've gotten really good at after some practice. So we will be, we just finished our first chapter, and now we're moving on to addition. We'll do some addition, then subtraction, and move on to multiplication and division. When we get to multiplication and division, we will really need to practice the multiplication and division facts so that the students have them memorized, because that will help them when we get to two-digit multiplication if they know the facts automatically without having to figure out what the answer is. And then Super Kids, for Super Kids, that's where our spelling words come from. I have edited the spelling words a little bit this year because some of them are a little bit too easy for this class. So I've switched to some of them, but we have spelling from that, grammar, and phonics all comes from Super Kids. And then we also have a reader that goes along with the Super Kids. They follow these kids that are the Super Kids and hear about their lives in second grade. Next, for writing, we are using a writing workshop this year, which means that the students, at each day on writing, I will start with about a 15-minute mini lesson about whatever topic we are learning about. For example, we're working on adding dialogue to our stories right now. So we'll focus for about 15 minutes on learning how to write dialogue, how to include it in our stories, and punctuate it correctly. And then the students will write for the rest of writing time. So it's really focused on them sitting and writing as many stories as they can. During writing this year, we will work on 4 units. They all have these writing notebooks. The first one we're starting with is personal narrative, which we're doing now and we'll do for a little bit longer. After that, we will do opinion writing, informational writing, and fiction writing throughout this year. I've already seen huge improvements in their writing from the beginning of the year, and I am sure we will continue to see great improvement. Then science, with science and social studies this year, we are going to do we did 1 unit of social studies, and then we'll do 1 unit of science, and then go back to social studies and back to science. In the past, we have switched classes for science and social studies, but we are not doing that this year. So I decided just to focus on one at a time. So we'll get through them a little bit faster than in the past, since we will have science for 4 days a week instead of 2 times a week like it used to be. And same with social studies for that. Social studies this year, our big unit is pioneers. We'll learn all about pioneers, how they lived, what they did. And then, of course, depending on COVID, we will have our Pioneer Day. Here's our special schedule for this year. So on Mondays, we have technology every other week. Since there are more homerooms this year, the technology and art teachers are not able to get to every homeroom every week. So we have it every other week. And then Tuesday, we have Spanish. Wednesday, we have gym. Thursday, we have art every other week. And Friday, we have gym again. Thank you so much for listening to this presentation. If you ever have any questions about anything at school, please contact me. My email is below here. And if you ever need to have a longer conversation, we can always talk on the phone. Please let me know if you have any questions about this. Thank you again. It's been an awesome year so far. This is a great group of kids. I'm really happy to be back in person with all of them. Thank you and have a great day.